Hello, everyone. This is Darren Prine with Cloud Tech Gurus, and joining me is Joel Graber with Modern Outbound. Hi, Joel. Great to have you with us.
Hey Darren, great to see you.
And the theme of our newsletter is disruptive solutions for sales development and lead generation. And we've identified Modern Outbound as a disruptive solutions provider, tied very closely to our theme. So maybe give us a quick intro and then maybe delve into what makes you guys disruptive and how you provide a managed services solution that ultimately lands end clients with more qualified leads, more sales, bigger pipelines, and more revenue.
Yeah, it's a good question. Hi, Joel Graber here. I started Modern Outbound about 3 years ago, mainly because I found the outbound process to be broken. What you generally see in your inbox, whether that's your email inbox, your LinkedIn inbox, a cold call, whatever it is usually a very canned, non-persona specific message, if it even gets in your inbox. So I set out to work with startups, small businesses, mid-sized businesses that have a great product, they have a great service, but they don't know quite how to get the word out at scale in a way that looks more personalized and relevant. So we build machines which are a mix of AI, technology, sales enablement tools, and then actual human oversight to build scaled out campaigns where they're persona specific. We work with you on identifying your target audiences, the right personas to go after, and we actually execute on that. So there are a lot of great sales consultants that will give you advice, give you tips and tricks to actually go and do, but then you have to actually go and do it. So I wanted to build a business that actually does it for you, that actually executes. What we primarily focus on is cold email and cold LinkedIn outreach, and then a lot of content and copywriting that surrounds that. We're kind of soup to nuts in that way.
Awesome. So do you kind of get to know based on verticals, personas, all of these things, and understanding what the product or solution is, understanding beyond that, because if you ask any company what they do, they give you this lengthy description that isn't compelling or
Yeah.
provocative for the most part, and you distill it down to what is going to get results, and then you're able to build the outreach, LinkedIn, email around that, and have multiple sequences, and ultimately being able to gauge the temperature, intense, all those kinds of things, so that you're able to continue with the right activities till you're able to get them to a point where, hey, this is a good prospect here. Time to get them engaged with the end client.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to put it in context. We go really deep in the first couple of weeks of the relationship to figure out like what are the real problems that you solve for? What are the value props associated with those problems? So kind of like speaking to the downside, speaking to the upside to get a prospect to talk to you. Like the whole goal that we have here is to start conversations. And I think what you generally see in cold outreach and the copy itself is it's very product centric. It's me. It looks like a marketing email. And then you wonder why the open rates are really low, reply rates are even lower, and you're kind of like banging your head against the wall. So our copywriting, I would say, is our bread and butter. Like that's like really where the rubber meets the road is when we work with a client on like what do you guys really do? And speaking in very simplistic terms, we translate those into actual problems that would motivate a prospect to say, yes, I have this problem. Whether that's like the headaches that they're going through, ways to automate something, save money, save time, all the things that we're motivated by, but without actually using those words. Because
Mhm.
ultimately, the copy that we write is to serve as like a pattern interrupt. Your prospects probably have 50, 60 cold messages in their inbox every single day. Like, how are you going to stand out in the sea of same? Be the red X in the sea of, white circles, maybe. Whatever metaphor you want to use. So that's really what we build is the actual cold outbound infrastructure. So building the domains, building the automations, getting them all to integrate really nicely, but then actually putting the heart and soul into it with really good copywriting, with really good A/B testing. Like I think that's ultimately what we're most passionate about,
Mhm.
making it a kind
And
of a
what
nice full
what what are your
picture.
what are your customers seeing? What's the end results they're seeing that makes them want to stay with you and even be an advocate and promote you to their friends and other businesses?
Yeah, I'll give you some hard numbers. So industry average open rates. So Lead IQ Outreach just came out with these numbers, I think 6 or 7 months ago. Industry average open rates are about 20%. industry average reply rates are just below 1%, so like 0.8, 0.9. Pretty miserable. Our threshold, we typically get from clients, and usually when I work with a prospect, we'll actually share our screen. We'll show them these actual campaigns, different client examples. We more than double those open rates on average. So because of the infrastructure, the ways that we authenticate and configure domains, our subject line testing, what we know to work in message bodies usually gets us north of 40%. There are going to be some campaigns for a client that get 60%, but that same client, we could have campaigns that run 20%. But we want to make sure that we're averaging out at 40, 45%. That also gets into another point of building lots of campaigns that run simultaneously. I think that's critical. Outbound is a feedback machine. Don't just have one static campaign. Anyway, I digress. 45% open rates, average reply rates 0.8, 0.9. We try and get north of 3, 4+%. And we'll have same thing as open rates. We'll have several campaigns that will be doing 6, 7%, some that will be doing 1, 2%. But we want to average out at what I was describing, let's say 3 to 5%. And then we want to see at least a 20% conversion to interest. So we analyze the quality of those responses. If you're getting a bunch of responses that are saying unsubscribe, go away, go to hell. I mean, yes, it's a response, which is good. Yeah. Better to get a no than nothing. But we look at the quality of those responses. So we want to know that at least 1 or 2 of every 5 responses that come in are positive. And at least that tells us that that particular message, that A/B test, whatever we're doing in that sequence is working. And then we double down on that. So every month we're analyzing which message variations are doing best. We use more of that for future campaigns. And then on the flip side, which ones are totally bombing? Maybe we thought this problem was really going to resonate with this particular audience. It's not working. We cut that out. So it's kind of this like living, breathing process, which gets us to double the industry average open rates, triple, quadruple the industry average reply rates. I think it doesn't have to be rocket science. You just have to be disciplined with it.
Yeah. And then the end result is more appointments for the enterprise salespeople in any given organization that is going to increase the size of their pipeline, their close rate, their revenue, and in other words, make them happy campers.
That's what everybody wants. They just want more at-bats, and they don't quite know how to do it. They will run random growth channels and like hoping that they sort of like work together. I'll try some ads, or I'll try some SEO, or maybe some email marketing. But there has to be kind of like a cohesive ecosystem that really works well together. And I think Outbound actually works really well with those other channels too, which we could talk about at some point.
Yeah. And plus a lot of folks have found now, I just got back from 3 trade shows. Trade shows aren't getting them the qualified leads that they like. They spend their 20 to 50 grand on a booth. Everyone seems real excited afterwards when they do their follow-ups. You know, there's 2, 3, 5 actually decent leads from that big expense and time at the trade show. Ultimately, this might prove to be a better way to go.
I think so. I think events are good. They're, like you said, they're very hard to scale. People are doing less of those. We will live in a digital world, and that's only going to get weirder and crazier. So how do you communicate your product digitally? Do you really solve a problem that exists? And if you do, how are you getting the word out? Because Outbound should get you more meetings if it's done right. It should also get you brand awareness.
Excellent. Well, this was great. Appreciate it. And certainly for the folks viewing this, we'll follow up with you or reach out to me at Cloud Tech Gurus. And we'd love to get you in a meeting with Joel to discuss this further and delve a little deeper into what it could mean for your business. What kind of return could you be looking at versus what you're getting now? How this can improve your pipeline, your sales, your revenues, and awesome solution, disruptive. We think, check it out for yourself. Joel, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me. Good to see you again.
Thank you.